Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Room. This is Lecture 20, the final lecture of our crash course in morphology. Throughout this series, we explored morphemes, word formation, inflection, derivation, compounding, allomorphy, and many other core concepts. Today, we conclude with morphological modification, the ways words are structurally altered through processes such as affixation, internal change, conversion, clipping, and blending. This lecture ties together many of the ideas we have studied across the course. Morphological modification is a broader term that refers to any change made to a word's structure, native or borrowed, including adaptation or integration. Morphological modification refers to change in the form or structure of a word through the addition, deletion, replacement, or alteration of morphemes, resulting in a change in meaning, grammatical function, or both. Sometimes a word undergoes structural changes through morphological operations, such as affixation, internal change, reduplication, conversion, or other word formation processes. Let's take an example here. Word email is noun and its grammatical category is changed to verb with the modification of meaning without the addition of any morpheme. Such modification is known as zero modification. So is the case with the word bottle, changing the grammatical category without adding an overt morpheme. The focus of this process is to involve phonological shifts, truncation, blending, or changing internal structure. It often overlaps with adaptation or derivation processes. In other words, we can say morphological modification means any structural change to a word, native or borrowed, including creative or unconventional forms. From a scholarly perspective, morphological modification is not usually treated as a single, universally recognized category in the way that terms such as inflection, derivation, or compounding are. According to morphological theory, words are not static units. They may undergo structural changes through various morphological operations. These operations modify a base form, stem, root, or lexeme by adding, removing, replacing, or altering morphological material. For example, Francis Katamba in 1993 describes morphology as the study of the internal structure of words and the principles governing word formation and modification. In this sense, morphological modification refers to the changes that words undergo through morphological processes. Morphological modification is a general descriptive term. Andrew Spencer in 1991 views morphology as a component of grammar concerned with the formation and alteration of word forms. Morphological modification can therefore be understood as any operation that changes the morphological structure of a word. Now let's talk about the characteristics of morphological modification. Morphological modification may be productive when it can be freely applied to create new words, or non-productive when it is restricted to a limited set of lexical items. Similarly, it may be transformational if it produces an observable structural change in a word, or non-transformational if the modification occurs without an overt change in form. Morphological modification occurs in both native words and loanwords. However, in the case of borrowed words, modification typically takes place only after the words have been fully integrated into the recipient language. Once integrated, speakers begin to treat these words like native lexical items by extending their meanings, creating derivatives, forming blends, clipping them, or applying other morphological processes in accordance with the morphological patterns of the language. Morphological modification primarily operates at the semantic and lexical levels, where the meaning, function, or usage of an existing word is extended, specialized, generalized, or creatively reinterpreted rather than fundamentally altering the grammatical system of the language. As a result, these modifications are often lexically restricted, affecting only particular words rather than applying uniformly across the vocabulary. Unlike highly productive processes such as regular affixation, morphological modification is not fully rule-governed and frequently depends on historical development, language contact, analogy, or speaker creativity. Consequently, this aspect of morphology typically involves the structural modification of existing lexical forms, producing new expressions or lexical variants through processes such as clipping, blending, semantic extension, and other non-canonical word formation mechanisms. This dense information is simplified in form of table here. Morphological modification focuses on the general structural changes of the word. It can be applied to both native and borrowed words, provided that borrowed forms have been integrated into the recipient language. The primary purpose of this structural aspect is to alter form or structure creatively or morphologically to meet communicative or expressive needs. And level of its operations is semantic or lexical level, use and meaning. For example, the hybrid form quotiation, chodi plus ation, demonstrates how a borrowed or culturally specific lexical item can combine with an English derivational. Morphological modification can be divided into two broad domains, inflectional modification and derivational modification. Inflectional modification provides grammatical information. For example, verb walk with the addition of grammatical affix changed into past form walked, and noun cat the addition of grammatical affix changed into plural cats. It does not create a new lexeme. Derivational modification creates a new lexeme or changes word class. For example, verb teach create a new lexeme or changes word class of the word make it noun teacher. And word happy which is adjective and changed into noun happiness. Congratulations! You have successfully completed the crash course in morphology. Thank you for being part of this learning journey. I hope this series has strengthened your understanding of how words are structured and formed. You now have a complete foundation in morphemes, word formation, inflection, derivation, compounding, allomorphy, and morphological modification. If new concepts, advanced topics, or research-based questions emerge, I will continue this series with bonus lectures. If morphology helps us understand how words are built, syntax helps us understand how words combine to form phrases, clauses, and sentences. In the next playlist, we will explore the structure of sentences from the basics to advanced concepts through clear explanations and practical examples. If you've enjoyed this series, I invite you to join me for the next chapter. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the first lecture of Crash Course in Syntax. Coming soon on the Learning Room.